So, but what I'm not understanding from your explanation is what is fundamentally the point of that suffering? Is there even a point, or is it just it is all of it? So it that includes suffering, and it just sort of is, or
God is,
does suffering do? Yeah,
sorry to cut you. I was just going to say God is bored from a divine
yeah,
perspective. It has nothing to do. It can't do anything. It's the only thing to exist. There's no second God. There's no two gods. There's no two grounds of all being. There's no two Brahmans. All there is Brahman. There's nothing to do. So it chooses to act out things. It chooses to manifest things because it has the power to do so. So it can pretend to be two gods. It can pretend to be four. It can pretend to be eight. It can pretend to be 16 or 32 or 64. And it goes on and on and on as it keeps dividing itself because it has the power to do so. There's nothing else for Brahman to do. So it chooses to do all these things because all it is Sat Chittananda. That's all it is. It's just bliss. Well, if you're just bliss all the time, at some point it's like, okay, this kind of gets boring. Let me experience being the opposite of bliss. Let me experience being the opposite of Sat Chittananda. So that's what it
okay.
does.
So
That's why it does what it does.
it's just experiencing all possible
It's trying to
experiences because
experience it's trying to experience everything it can possibly. Because at
right,
the end of the
right.
day, it can't die. It can't. So okay, since I'm here and I can't do anything else, and I'm the only one that exists, let me pretend to be two people. Let me pretend to
Uh-huh.
be four. So that's what it's doing. It just wants to have experiences. And it has the
Okay.
power to imagine anything it can because it's just all an imagination from its standpoint. It's all Maya, which means people say it means illusion, but it means, but it don't mean illusion in the bad way, where it's like it's not real. That's not really what it means. It just means nothing is as it appears to be. So right now I'm looking at Brahman. Right now you're looking at Brahman. What we're using to see each other is Brahman. What we're breathing in
And
is
by
Brahman.
mind form.
Well, Maya means not what it appears to be. So we're seeing things as computers, Zoom, internet, Jacob, Morgan, wall, light, images. That's what it's appearing to be, but that's not what it is. So when you're in the
Okay.
moment of God realization, you realize that everything that you've ever experienced is not what it is. All you're experiencing, which is not an experience, is yourself, is the self. Self with a capital S. All there is Brahman. So in the moment of realization, that's what's being experienced. You as Brahman. But when you're experiencing you as Brahman, you're not just experiencing you, you're experiencing me. You're experiencing the 8 billion people around this planet. You're experiencing the other individuals that are on other planets. You're experiencing every individual star. You're experiencing every galaxy. You're experiencing every universe because it's a multiverse. You're experiencing every alternate realities. You're experiencing every situation that everyone's ever gone through, from birth, death, and rebirth. Everything's experienced in that moment.
Yeah.
That experience of being all these individuals and all these species and planets and galaxies, all that stuff is Maya, right? That's what we call that is not real. That saying is not real is not the proper term because it is real. It's just not what it appears to be. It's not planets, galaxies, multiverse, alternate universes, individuals, species, bacterias, viruses, um, microscopic creatures, whatever. It's not atoms. It's not molecules. It's not cells. It's not subatomic particles. It's none of that. All that stuff is Maya. All there is, if you want to call it God, Brahman. If you want to call it Krishna. If you want to call it Jehovah. If you want to call it Allah. If you want to call it ground of all being. If you want to call it the chain of all being. That's all it is.